Recording is on.
Let's start dropping the assignments, please. We already agreed that we're going to look at it on Thursday. So, yeah, today is Thursday. Okay. All right, so I'm still expecting us to start dropping that. So, while I await that, please let's do that one up before we close this. Not even before we close this section because we're going to be looking at it in this section. So I'll be sharing my screen. We're going to be attempting. Remember, I talked about the class assessment we looked at yesterday. That today we're going to look at it. Then everyone can also align and be more clear since some of us were not really clear with the self assessment. That's the class assessment yesterday. So I would be sharing my screen. So confirm that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma.
Alright, thank you. So I'll drop the self assessment. What am I calling self assessment? The class activity. I'll drop it on the group chat so that we understand it. Then we'll now look at the sample that I have cited out. Just give me a minute. Let me try and get this. Just- Okay. So this is the position. Okay. Okay, so this was the assignment. I just dropped it on the chat box. This was a class activity that we did yesterday to wrap up our product discovery and validation section. So we're like, we should pick a product idea. It can be an existing product, it can be a new product idea that you've thought about, and also it can be any from your assignment. And you don't even have to start racking your brain or stressing yourself. You can just pick up from any of the product ideas that you've previously used, so it works. So now state the problem statement, the target users, and the assumptions, then the discovery method, the validation approach, as well as the decision. So that was the assignment that was given, not assignment, anyways. That was the class activity as of yesterday. I know some of us did not really understand the direction of what we intended to achieve. The problem statement should not be a problem to us. We've done a series of topics that has to do with problem statement, and also our target users. We already know what and who our target users are. So yeah, basically, I think where it's not too clear, it's the assumption and the discovery method, as well as the validation approach. So I've done this. That's the Google Doc I'm currently sharing. So this is my home product idea, a campus food pre-order app. I remembered, was it Abraham that mentioned a food app, not really like a food app, but yeah, most students face the problem of they don't know what to cook. They have the food stuff at home, but they really don't know how to combine it to make it delicacies. So uh, they they want something like a product, something like food ideas, yeah. So now this is a campus food pre-order application, a mobile app that allows university students to pre-order meal from campus cafeteria to avoid long queues. So now this is the product idea. From this you can, from this what's it called now, from this product summary now, you can easily deduce what the problem is: long queue. So now let's go to the problem statement. The problem statement states university students often miss meals or waste time waiting in a long cafeteria queues, especially during peak hours. This leads to frustration, lateness for classes, and poor meal planning. That's the problem statement. You have cited the problem. You need to look for a problem first. And what is the problem? Many students attend their classes late, miss meal, just because the queue, that's a long waiting queue at the school cafeteria, especially during peak hours in the morning when people want to take their breakfast, lunchtime, dinner. So there is a problem. Students are frustrated. Students are going late for class. Students can no longer concentrate because of their poor meal planning. Now, you need to find a solution. What's the solution? This is the first thing is you have discovered the problem. Now the product discovery now is now the mobile app that allows students to pre-order. So before your breakfast now, if you're having class by 9 and you like taking your breakfast by 8, you can even pre-order at night. Like today night, now you want to order tomorrow's breakfast, you can do your pre-order late in the night so that they deliver to you in the morning. So it helps you now. Now, why are you doing a mobile app that allows students to pre-order meals? Now, it will solve that problem. You feel that it will solve the problem of that long queue because they've pre-ordered now. They don't have to go and start waiting for the long queue. They don't have to go to classes late because now they already placed their order before time. So that frustration would be eradicated or mitigated. Now, who are your target users? Now, there are primary users and there are secondary users. The primary users are the university students from age 18 to 30 who eat on campus. When you are specifying your target users, you need to specify it very well. You cannot just say university students from this age. Now it goes beyond that, and that's why I say who eats on campus. It's not everybody that eats on campus. Some persons like to prepare their own meal, homemade meal. Some persons don't eat out. So when you are targeting your users, you need to target it to the specific problem you are trying to solve. So that's why it says those that like to eat on campus. Some might even like to eat off campus. Not that they prefer to prepare homemade meals, but because they want to eat off campus because probably off campus is cheaper, off campus is better. So you need to streamline it. That's we've talked about the total accessible market, uh where you have a large number. From there you start reducing it to the attainable one. Now your target user is showing you the attainable ones now are those ones that likes that eat on campus within this age range. Now secondary, who are your secondary users? So your secondary target users will be campus food vendors managing high traffic during peak hours. They are the secondary school user because they are the vendor. Now you have two type of users, the primary and the secondary. The primary ones are the ones that will use the applications. The secondary ones are the ones that receives the order, which are the vendors. So now most times your users are not limited to just one type of users. They are like you can have as many users as possible. Like somebody was sharing a product idea with me yesterday and was like, okay, you're trying to build a particular product. The users will be the mobile app users, something like InDrive, but not for ride. It's not going to be for ride. It's going to be for managing of events. So now it's going to be the vendors, and the other one is going to be for the users who will be using it to access all of these services. So that was a call. In that case, we have two type of users: the primary and the secondary users. Now, what are the assumptions there now? Students are willing to pre-order meals to save time. Now, you know that what we are doing here is product discovery and we are validating as well. Now, your assumption, the number one assumption is these students are willing to pre-order meal. Who told you that they are even willing? What if they are not willing to do pre-order? What if they have trust issues and they even prefer to like get it on the go? So that's your number one assumption, that they will be willing to do the pre-order. What if they are not willing? Your second assumption will be students are comfortable paying digitally for campus food. That's your second assumption. Not everybody is willing to pay digitally. People prefer to pay physically. How many of you have ordered like when you have, okay, not even like how many now, let's say, okay, when you order on e-commerce websites and you have the option to pay digitally and pay on delivery, which one would you prefer to pick?
Pay physically.
Why?
Jumia. So because sometimes they might you might have reasons to cancel before they even get to you. And if it takes too long, you might want to cancel before it gets to you.
Yeah, that's
So
a very valid.
that's my own reason.
Yeah, that's
And also I'm not sure of the products. That's another reason why I want the pay on delivery.
hmm. Yeah. That's really a valid point. Another person pay physical or pay digitally.
The only reason I will pay digitally is just for convenience. That's the only thing.
For convenience. You don't want to start transferring when they deliver, or maybe you'll not be around when they will deliver. Okay, convenience. Another person pay digitally or pay physical. Tofumi, Chika, Adedamola. Adedamola, Chika, Tofumi, are you in class?
Ma, pay digitally, ma.
Why?
It's more sweet.
It's more
It's
safer.
sweeter. Yes, ma.
Okay. All right. Tofumi and Adedamola.
Pay online
Wow. Why?
because that gives like a sense of security for the owner of the brand. I mean, the owner of the product.
Ah, wait, I don't understand. You prefer to pay digitally because you are considering the owner of the product, not you that you are ordering.
Oh, are we talking from the user's POV?
Okay. No, I'm just saying, yes, from the users. Yes, from the users' POV now. Which one would you prefer? You are ordering something online. Would you rather pay physically or pay online?
I'd rather pay online
Why?
because it's I don't know, it's just easier that way because I'm paying, and maybe because I'm already used to like ordering things online, I'm paying online. Paying physically, I might not be the one that wants to receive whatever I'm ordering. I might be ordering for someone. I might not be at home at that moment when they want to deliver it to me. So like paying physically is going to be a hassle.
Okay, that's for convenience too. Yeah, just the same like what Babatunde they said. Makes sense. Abraham said they've scammed him before. Yeah, for me, oh, any day, anytime, I prefer pay physically. Let me see what I'm buying. The only place where I pay online is CDK because I know I'm paying 50% of what I'm getting. So I need to pay that money first. That's the only place. So, but if I have that option to like pay physically, because yes, I've gotten what's it called? All these what I ordered versus what I got before. When I ordered a bag and they brought a toy bag, it was like it wasn't funny. So may I prefer to see what I want to buy. Let me open it before they go ahead, then I can now pay the money. But yeah, so one thing about product discovery and validation is not everybody will be comfortable to pay digitally. Like 80% of us now said we would prefer to pay physically than paying digitally. So now you have even assumed when you are trying to create your product idea in your head that okay, students are comfortable paying digitally because the only way you can secure your order or validate your order is for you to pay digitally. So your number two assumption here is students are comfortable paying digitally. What if they are not? So all these assumptions are things that will that would determine if your product will really scale, if it will fail or it will succeed. So if students are not comfortable paying digitally, then that product will fail. If students are not willing to pre-order me, then the product will fail. Hence the need for validation of all of this. Then the third assumption here will be cafeteria vendors can prepare meals ahead of pickup time. That's another thing. Now, I ordered food. My pickup time should be 7:30. Are these vendors willing to prepare that meal ahead of that time? I hope it's not when what's it called customers get there they now say that the food is not done yet, it's not ready. You have to wait. So that's another assumption. Imagine you are having class by 8 a.m. and you schedule to pick up your meal by 7:45. You got there by 7:45 and the vendor is telling you something else. So that's your number three assumptions. If the vendors cannot prepare that meal ahead of pickup time, then the products will fail because customers will be frustrated. Imagine your top one, top two assumptions are validated. That yes, students are willing to pre-order. Students are comfortable paying digitally, but the cafeteria vendors cannot prepare that meal ahead of time. Then the products will still fail. The product will still fail because customers will not be satisfied. Customers' expectations will not be met. So it's very important that you validate all of these your assumptions. So let's go to the discovery method now. Now, your discovery method that you can actually use to validate all of these your assumption and your product idea. One, a short interview with 10 to 15 students. Okay, you have 10 to 15, you can just go, or you see that there's a long queue. Students, in fact, your best bet, your sure bet is even when those students are on the queue waiting to buy their meal from the school cafeteria. You just quickly interview like about 10 to 15 students that, what do they think about this? Would they prefer to pre-order these meals and just come here to pick up? Which of them would they prefer than coming here to come and stay? How often do they, like, you need to ask them good questions. We talked about it yesterday. You cannot be asking them that, will you use an app that allows you to pre-order? Like, you need to go inside so that you can get insightful you can make insightful decision and get insight into what you're looking at. So ask them that, okay, how often do they come here to buy food? So, like, are they satisfied with what they get? You ask them like, okay, how many times have they missed meal just because of the queue? Now, do they like paying digitally? You know what you are trying to do? You are trying to validate all of your assumptions on your product idea. You start asking them questions towards that direction. So imagine you interview 10 to 15 students now. Let's say an average of 10 students, and eight of them gave you a positive feedback, validated your assumptions, then you are good to go. You know that yesterday we talked about when you interview 10 students, or when you interview 10 users, 8 to 10 users, you are there is probability and high chances that you're going to get 80% insight into what you're trying to validate. Now, if you get that eight students now telling you that they are willing to pay digitally, they are willing to pre-order meal before time, makes sense. Imagine those eight students using your app. They will be the ones to refer to their friends now, referrals. That, their friends, they might just be gisting with their friends, or their friend might come late to class. And they'll be like, it's the food vendor. Before I go out, the school cafeteria, the key was small. You've not heard of this app? Now, words of the mouth, referrals will now help you to improve because you already have 80 persons. In as much as I've had 80% of what's it called? Your samples, validating whatever it is that you want to do, then you are good to go. Then you can also interview the vendors. Okay, how do they feel having this long queue? Like, hope they're not frustrated. Like, can they prepare meal ahead of time? How do they manage the? You also, another assumption is that these vendors are even learned. That's another assumption, that they can operate mobile phones, smartphones to receive orders. They can track orders that they have. So that's another thing again that you also need to assume, and you have to validate that assumption as well. Then another one is observation of cafeteria queue during lunch hours. Yes, you can also observe how the queue. You can do your research like, okay, breakfast in the morning, how long is the queue? Now during lunch hour, what's the queue like? So you observe it on daily basis. Oh, okay, many persons come. Okay, it seems on this particular time, at this particular time, the queue is usually not that much. So these are things that you can use to discover. Another one is a simple survey asking students about waiting time and food habits. Yes, so that's still under your interviewing your students. So you can still survey. You can just send a survey instead of interviews. You can do a survey, print out a survey form, or send a survey form online. That, okay, what do they think about waiting time and their food habits? It also helps you to get insight into this. Now another one is the validation approach. Now, You remember that we talked about validation approach where you now validate that, oh, okay, how do I want people to test this my product idea before I finally build? And we talked about different methods. We talked about MVP meaning minimum viable product, and it is the simplest version of a product. The simplest version of a product that contains the core features, everything that the product needs to be what's it called, operational. Let me put it that way. That's what MVPs are. So now, what's your validation approach? And now AI, in fact, this AI now, a lot of things is happening. Honestly, with AI, you can do a lot of things. I think it was Abraham that also mentioned both.new, where you can design something like a prototype for people to test your product. Yesterday, when a friend was also sharing product idea, he already designed what's it called, they use AI to design the prototype of that product, how the product will look like. Just like you're using WordPress to design a website, when you go to the app, when you log in, everything is already there. Like, used what's it called? AI designed prototype for that particular product idea that it has. So that's it. So one, you can build a clickable prototype showing meal selection and pickup time. So you can use AI to design this. These are things you can use AI to design. So to just show like, oh, okay, where you have your rent meals, then you can select for meals, then you're able to see your pickup time. So that's your validation approach. So you just send to people to help you test, okay, you get their feedback on time. That, oh, okay, how about we have this? How about we have more meals? Okay, you can run a pilot with one cafeteria for 1 week. So we already know what pilot test is. So you can just run the pilot with the cafeteria for 1 week. Let's see how it goes. Then another one is for you to measure the number of pre-orders. When you are running your test, you measure, okay, how many, what's the number of pre-orders, what's the number of repeat usage, the user feedback on convenience. These are important things that will help you to validate your assumption. So these are your validation approach that you can use. Now the last one, which is the decision. Now there's decision that you want to go for it, another one is you don't want to go for it. So now the go for it now is, it, you can go for it if, remember that your decision is going to be made based on the data that you have received, based on the feedback that you have received. Now, go for it. Go for that your product idea. That's what it means. If at least 50% of pilot users place repeat orders, now you've sent out your prototype, and or you've done a pilot test, and 50% at least, to 50% keep repeating orders, not just one off, and they do not repeat orders. That's a no-go area. So go for it if at least 50% repeat their orders. Go for it if users report reduced waiting time. If their waiting time now, before they can wait for 2 hours because they want to buy food. Now the report you are getting from user is their waiting time has been reduced, then go for it. Cafeteria staff confirms smoother operations. Now, cafeteria staff that they are usually worn out, they have fatigues, they are frustrated because of the long queue. Before they break, they are worn out. I said before they break. Before it's evening time, they are worn out already. So if they can confirm there are smoother operations, then go for it. Now, indications that you should not go for your product idea. If there is low adoption, just very few persons adopted it, and the repeat usage to it very low, then don't go for it. If the vendor struggles to fulfill pre-orders, imagine having 10 pre-orders and your vendors are struggling to even fulfill that 10 pre-orders, and they are able to just deliver two, Please don't go for it. If the user prefers to walk in for their order, they prefer to see what they want to order, they are seeing it as they are selling it for them like this, then your product idea will not work. So that's basically it. It won't work. So that's just it about product discovery and validation. That was a self I said so that was a class assessment that I threw to us yesterday. So any questions so far? Any question from anyone? I'll share Let me share these documents with us so that we can also access it. So I believe with this now we can now come up with our own products, ideas and examples, right? So I just dropped that. Okay. So with this explanation that we've done and we've gone through together, is anybody available or going to be able to give us his or her own examples? Anyone? Okay, I can see that people are submitting the assignments already. So that's anybody that have not spoken yesterday, I know Abraham has given us has attempted the class activity. Uh Adedamola, did you attempt the activity yesterday? You said?
Yes, my dear.
Okay. Chika, were you in class yesterday?
Yes, ma. I was in class.
Did you attempt it?
No,
Do you want to try today?
ma. Can you take the question again?
Okay, so the question is just picking a product of your type, of your choice. It can be a new product idea or an existing one. State the problem statement, then the target users, then tell us the top three assumptions, the discovery method, the validation approach, and your decision.
Okay, ma. I'll write them down now.
Okay, so we should come back to you.
Yes, ma.
Okay. So for me, did you attempt this activity yesterday?
Yes, my dear.
Okay, that's fine then. That means it's just Chika. Vasunde was not in class yesterday. I think he dropped off already, but that's fine. Okay, let's go to our assignment now. I can see. Let me start from the first person that submitted. Just give me. Coming, coming. Okay, Babatunde dropped. He's not even on the call. Let's start with Stofumi that is on the call then. Start with Stofumi's assignment. Okay. All right, let me share this tab. Can you see my tab now? I'm currently sharing. Uh, I'm currently sharing Tiffany's assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So for me, I said we should use another tab for our PRD, but that's fine. Okay, product requirement documentation. Okay, it's AI. All right, feature 3, AI generated SOPs. Okay, so when you're writing your product requirement, the first thing is let your header should be bigger than the rest of your what's it called? The rest of your test. So do this instead when you're writing your PRD. Do this. I cannot edit. You can if you are out on your system, you can just grant me edit access. Let me show you something. I can't do that here, but that's fine. Okay, that's fine. So make sure that one thing about there's usually header one, header two. Tell me, have you granted me edit access for this thing?
Yeah, ma'am, on it, ma'am.
So there is usually header one, header two. So always make use of this it when you are writing your priority. So I'll come back to that anyways. So feature theory, AI generated SOPs. Okay. Feature overview. Automatically converts videos or text into clear steps by step SOPs that employees can follow. Problem statement. Manual SOPs creation. Okay, since you've granted me, let me refresh. Okay. All right. So first of all, this is what I said we should do. Create another tab. So I just created another tab, so you can even rename it. So create another tab like that, so that you separate it from you because it's a document on its own. You separate it from the other ones. Okay. So you have it on your tab 2 now, which is PRD. So if you didn't do your own like this, please make sure it's on your tab 2. So this is it. There is this thing that has when you come in on Google Doc, you can see. Choose this as your title. This is your title. So the essence of this is to help you align your work well. So now these your products that is telling that high old save I'm coming that's I am documents products. Feature 3. What do you mean by feature 3?
No, I thought you said like you should just pick like a feature out of any product
Oh,
you've used.
okay. Yeah, but you don't need to indicate it here.
Mistake.
So this feature now will be a subtitle. You come back to this your text and put it as a subtitle. Now, one thing is missing in this your SOP that I can cited now. The author is not here. The status of this PRD is not here. The author, the status, it's not here. Now we're supposed to see the author, the status, then future overview, automatic convert videos into your problem statement, manual SOPs creations, it's time consuming, leading to workers' mistakes. It's not still elaborate enough anyways. Then what's the goal here? The goal is to save time for farm owners, ensure SOPs are clear and consistent. These are success metrics. 5% of AI generated SOP approved by owners. Okay. Fewer repeated mistakes by workers. Yes, I like this SOP. So you can just make this your future overview. Make your future overview your heading one. Yes. Problem statement. Owners, employees, okay, users, so functional requirement. Yeah, generate SOPs automatically. Owner non-functional requirements. Autos go. Tofumi. Okay, well done. So Tofumi, this is your PRD. Assume that all of us that were on this call, assume that we are engineers. So explain your PRD to us because this is your PRD. Explain it. Then somebody on the call as an engineer try to figure out as a PM now. We should have a PM amongst us. As a PM, figure out what is wrong with this PRD. I'm already seeing some things. So you as PM figure out something, and as engineers now, Tofumi is going to be explaining this PRD to us as our engineers or as our stakeholders that are going to execute this. So Tofumi, you have the floor. Are you able to share your screen or should I help you share the screen?
Can we can leave it alone like this one?
Okay, I should share this, okay.
Yeah, so for okay. As if I'm talking to the engineers. Okay, greetings first. Yeah, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So yeah, Jesus. I'll be presenting the should I call it PRD for AI generated SOPs, like a future in Thailand.ai. So basically what this future is designed for, like, is to help farm owners quickly like turn either videos or notes into a clear step-by-step instructions for their workers or for their employees. So, like, it is just like, how can I put it though? It is just like having like a smart assistant that writes instructions on behalf of you for your workers, so that like the workers will know exactly what they are to do. So the problem statement, like the problem we'll be trying to like solve here is like um farm owners farm owners have to create SOPs manually, which will take like a lot of time. And also the instructions might not be like the instructions can be inconsistent. Okay, let me cite an example now. Um example can I use? Okay, maybe okay for instance now, probably maybe the farm owner, like maybe he has like said, okay, fine, if you want to like if you want to water the seed or water this place lightly, and probably maybe another day the same farm owner that said, okay, water this place lightly, he was still saying, okay, water this particular place until the soil is wet. You know, this kind of thing will like actually confuse workers, that they won't know what to like believe. Whether they will be like, oh, there was one time they said we should water slightly. Now we're saying we should still water this place until the soil is wet. So like workers will be confused. So like if the instructions are not clear, what I'm trying to say is Shada, if the instructions are not clear, always clear, mistakes will happen. And probably maybe the task the farm owner gives the workers to do, they might like be repeating mistakes of often. So when what's the next thing? Sef? Sorry, ma, please can you? Yeah, so the goal here is like to save time for farm owners. Like in as much there is like AI that will generate whatever they have already in documents. So it will actually saves like it will save time for them. And also it's to ensures that the SOPs are clear and consistent. Definitely, like AI want to like make sure that it depends on whether whatever you upload, whether the video or the notes you gave is like more of like the how can I say, more of like if whatever you've uploaded or the notes the farm owners wrote is clear enough for AI, then AI will help you generate it and like it will be clear at the same time. Also, it improves workers' task completion. Yeah, once the workers once the workers are using like the SOPs, like once they see it and if they should read it, they'll be like, okay, fine. And they see like the step-by-step instructions, they will definitely be able to like digest whatever it's there and they will able to use it to like complete their work. So more of like it is like it will improve like efficiency kind of. So the the for this future, the success metrics, like at least 75% of AI generation SOPs are approved by the owners without much, should I say, yeah, without much editing. And there will be like, there will be a fewer repeated mistakes by workers, just like I said before. Because once the employees start following like the instructions correctly, like that would be like a success matrix for the product. And now, okay, user flows.
You have like 3 more minutes to go to for me.
Okay, the user flow. Okay, owner uploads like video or text. Then after the farm owner uploads the video or text, the AI will generate whatever it saw, like whatever the video or the text the farm owner uploaded. Then the owner can now like review whatever the AI has like, okay, I uploaded this part. The AI has helped me like, okay, write it out. So the owner can now like review and edit some parts if it is necessary. Then the SOP is like saved and the owner can assign them to the workers. So the functional requirement, yeah, am I right? Yeah.
Yes, of
The
course.
functional requirement, AI generates, okay, for the functional requirement of like what the system must do sha. So it should like generate SOPs automatically, like allow the owner to edit them and assign them to the right employees. Also, owners should be able to save and like edit the SOPs. Still the same thing. And like I've said everything, like sorry. And assign SOPs to the employees for the non-functional requirements. General hey Jesus, my eyes. Okay, yeah. It should be able like the AI, the SOPs should be able to like generate in less than 1 minute. Like should be able to load in less than 1 minute. And I'm on my eyes.
Works
Sorry.
on mobile and
And
web
yeah,
app.
yeah, it should be able to work on like on mobile app and like on the web as well.
Okay, so we have the House of School, real-time video interpretation.
Yeah, for the how can I explain this part? For the real time interpretation, yeah. More of like the system cannot like create SOPs while a video is being recorded alive. Like someone needs to upload the video first
Okay.
before like so that like it won't create instructions like while filming. I don't know if
Yeah, yeah.
that does it. Then assumptions and constraints. For the assumptions, farm owners like
Already
already know
doing
the
the
tax
tax. Yeah.
document. So this means that like the AI is not like deciding what the tax is or how it should be done. The farm owner already understands the process and is only using like AI to document it clearly. I don't know if okay, yeah, let me cite an example now. For example, probably maybe the tax is like feeding livestock. So the owner already knows like, okay, this is the right feeding routine. The AI will just like help turn the knowledge into a clear step-by-step instructions. And uploaded videos or notes clearly shows how the tax is done. How can I put this explain this? For instance, now if like an owner uploads a video on how to clean animal paints. Yes. So the video needs like to clearly show the tools used and the steps involved so that the AI won't miss like any key details while interpreting whatever notes or the video that was being uploaded. Also, we have farm owners, we review and approve AI generated SOPs before sharing. Yeah, it's like we are assuming that the AI supports the owners. Like the AI supports the owners, but doesn't replace probably maybe like their um probably maybe like their judgment. And we have workers have access to smartphones, tablets, or computers. Yeah, I said this I added this because um probably because this product is like being used in like the UK. So I feel like I assume that okay, yes, like workers should definitely have access to like smartphone or computers and all. And lastly, workers can understand simple English instructions. This means that like the SOPs are written in like a clear and straightforward language, not something that is in a complex terms. So for the constraints, AI accuracy depends on how clear the uploaded videos or text is. Um, I would say like this means the quality of the quality of the SOPs depends on the quality of the inputs provided. For example, if a video of equipment maintenance skips like some steps, so that means the AI may generate like an incomplete SOP. God.
Yeah, the constraints now.
SOPs may need
Updates
updates
when
when
farm
farm
processes change.
processes change. Yes, like this means something like um yeah, the SOPs are not like a one-time thing, and they may need to be like renew, or should I is it renew? Should I use the word renew over time?
Hmm.
Like if the farm owner introduce like new machinery or changes in feeding schedule, the existing SOP will need to be like we need to update it so that it will reflect the new process on how to go about it, so that the employees or the workers will make like mistakes. And lastly, very complex or specialized farm tasks may require manual editing. Um, okay, well, for this, I would say like the AI may not fully capture like tasks that requires like advanced skills. So yeah, I think that's all. Abi? Yes, that's
Let's
all.
appreciate Stofumi. It's not easy. Let's appreciate her. Let's send our favorite emojis. It's not easy to be a PM. So, okay. Do we have questions for Tofumi? Questions based on those documents that she has shared with us. Put yourself in the shoes of a PM, in the shoes of an engineer. So, any question, clarity? That means we all understood what she just explained to us, right?
May I have a question? Please, what's the meaning of SOP?
Okay. Tofumi, please. PM Tofumi, are you on the call? You are muted.
Sorry, I let to attend to something. So what's the
Yeah, so
um
Adedamola just asked that what's the meaning of SOPs?
Dida Mola. Ma, sorry, what did you say, ma?
Adedamola just asked you a question. She said, what's the meaning of SOPs?
Yeah, okay. Should be able to standard operating procedure.
Okay, Adedamola does answer your question.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Any question for us? So Tofumi, you see where there should be clarity. Like this SOPs now, you have is an assumption you have made that everybody understand what SOP. What if I don't know what SOP is? So it's usually interesting and advisable to state it out. Every word that you abbreviated should be spelled out. Any other question for Tofumi? Okay, so that means we are clear with our PRD, awesome work and job done to for me. But if they ask me, you see this is your PRD, it's an high level PRD. The PRD that you've written is an high level PRD. Why did I say so? Now, your PR, okay, before I even put my comments, any comments from anyone, what do you notice are from this PRD? Any other person putting him or herself in the shoes of a PM? What's it that you notice? Anything missing? Anything added that should not be here? Okay, I'll just go because of our time. Okay, so first of all, your PRD lacks user stories. So this PRD is looking like high level PRD, not really like a PRD that you give to the engineers because now this your PRD, it's not showing the exact thing that you want your engineers to do. Look at your functional requirements here now. Look at your functional requirements. You said AI generates SOPs automatically. Now, what feature are you telling them to build? Now, let's go back to the future. AI generated SOPs. Now, one, it is only your non-functional requirements that I said that you don't need a user story for your non-functional requirements. They are there. But for your functional requirements, you need your user stories. Your user story is very important. It's what describes what you want them to do. And another thing that your PRD is lacking is the acceptance criteria. There is no acceptance criteria. There is no clear definition of the future that you want your engineers to execute. AI generates SOPs automatically. Now, what are the steps to generate this SOP? You did not tell us. Now, how do you want your engineers to build this your functional requirement one now? Now, this AI generates OCP now, there should be upload video. There should be a feature that says generate OTP SOP now. From that generate, once you click on generate SOP, it now tells you that okay, upload your video, upload video or upload file. Owners can edit and save SOP. Now, when you have done okay, edit now, once the SOP is generated now, there's function for edit or save. So that means there's a feature that should be edit SOP. Immediately the video is generated now, you have that option that says edit, or if you are clear, if whatever it is that the AI generated is correct, then you proceed to save. Or if you are not okay with it, you proceed to edit. Then assign OCP or SOP to employee. This one is even self-explanatory. Assign. Then there should be a feature that says assign SOP. Now for your assign SOP, what are your acceptance criteria? Can you assign to multiple employees? Can you assign to one at a time? This one will now give your engineers understanding on how they want to build it, and you put a user story across it, like okay, as a user I want to assign SOP so that my employees can have access, or my employees can know how to do this. Now your non-functional requirements, it's fine. You can list your non-functional requirements as they are like this. You don't need to start looking for user stories around your non-functional requirements. Your generation time is in less than 1 minute. Yes, that's how the system should work. Works on mobile and web application. Fine. That means it's two in one. Then your out of scope makes sense. Your assumptions and constraints too, they make sense. Now there are no designs there. I'm not saying you should put the design, but at least put a what's it called? A subtitle that says design. You should be able to see your design, what's it called there? Wireframes, your mock-up. So it should be there directing your engineers to where that is. Then, like I said earlier, your PRD has no auto, has no status. It has no auto and it has no status. Then it's not telling us, it's only in your what's it called non-functional requirement that you said it should work for mobile and web. This one is not telling us if it is web or it is mobile. So kindly go back and do the necessary correction. But yeah, thumbs up. You did a great job. You did a great job for this. This is high level PRD. That when you give it to a product person is it's easily understood by a product person. You understand it because you wrote it. Another product person will understand it because they are product manager. But what of engineers that are not product managers? So you need to explain this. You need to bring it down so that they do not build features that you don't want. So make your necessary corrections. Any other thing from anybody before we move on to Babatunde's assignment? Babatunde is not on the call again. Okay, we'll move on to another person's assignment. But Tofumi, I believe you understood everything that I said here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Also, please, others, let's also learn from this as well. Okay, I'll move on to another person. Babatunde is not on this call. I'll move on to who is this? This should be Abraham. That should be Abraham. I believe Abraham is on the call. Abraham, are you on the call?
Yes, I am on the call.
Oh, okay. Let me change my account to this so that I'm able to be. So you are explain for us. Open our program manager. Come here. Let me share screen to where you are. I'll be where I am currently. Share this tab. Okay. Okay, Snap Cook. You have the floor.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So my problem statement is that in Nigerian hostel, and it's actually a problem that I face myself. You have limited ingredients, but you don't even know what you can combine together that will um that will give you the best food. So you hear people they say spaghetti, wow, that is spaghetti and beans, so they mix it together and give them something that it give them food. But it's not everybody that has that idea that can actually mix spaghetti and beans together to give you things. Those are the part of the problem statement. People come from classes and they don't even know what to do. They don't even know what to eat. Also, when they go to cafeteria too, they have money, but they don't know what to eat because they just eat the same food almost every day. So moving on, our goals, our success metric, our primary goal is to help users cook a full meal, something that when you eat it, you know that you ate something and without saving your money and also reducing confusion in what you cook. How do you measure success? So if a user can actually like cook a meal under 2,000 naira, because if you don't have a particular ingredient, we suggest that you can actually buy this thing, and then you have something you can cook with. So conversion rate is this is supposed to be 40. If 40% of users who click who actually snap their food actually use it to cook. I mean, if for instance now someone snap the food and they eventually go ahead to cook with their ingredients, and we have 40% of users who did that, then we have success. Also, if people come back like 3 times in a week, then we know that we have success. Who are our target users? Our target users are poly university students who live in hostel that does have minimal equipment as well, like hot plate or stove. Those are the things that they have. They don't have oven or toast bread toast. They don't have all of those ones. They don't have mixer. They don't have anything. They only have their little ingredient and they have hot plate or stove. And also the Gen Z bachelors, people like the workers that work 9 to 5, they get home late and they are tired. They want something other than bread and tea, or they want something that it will not take too much time. For instance, they want to cook jollof fries, it might take like an hour or beans like that, things like that. But they just want something fast and they have an ingredient. They have ingredient at home. Also, there are also this particular set of people that they are they just go back from probably UK, US, and they they want to eat local food. So probably they stay in um Airbnb and they want to order. They don't want to order. They actually want to cook their food, and this is particularly for them. I've Someone came recently to Ibadan and I've experienced this thing. That's why I wrote it as part of the target users. Also, so the not the functional requirements, what the program must do. Then the program was able to capture Nigerian ingredients. For instance, now I don't know if probably someone will train an AI to actually recognize proper gari, yam, all of those ones. Plantain that is ripe or unripe one, ugu, pom, all of those ones. And also people cannot when people are actually like typing, the AI should actually like complete it for them. For instance, if you are typing Indo, you're supposed to know that okay, you are typing Indomie or Pick Milk, something like that. All of those Nigerian brand names, Milo, all of those ones. Also, another functional requirement is it suggests recipes that doesn't require blender. Like I said earlier, it is primarily for users who are university students who have minimal equipment at on campus and they don't have more than hot plate or stove. So you cannot be telling them to use blender It's only the only thing that they can use is hot plates. But also, if there is there is no light too, it can actually like suggest that okay, there is no light at the moment though. So suggest food that I can cook that does not require light, that can make that does not require light. And substitute logic is that if a user does not have olive oil, suggest it for the person that okay, you can actually use olive oil, vegetable oil or palm oil, because there are sometimes that when you check some recipe online, it is not the things that you have that they will be suggesting. If they tell you that you should use maybe Irish potato, but what you have at home is normal potato, like can I still use this one? If the thing suggests that okay, you can actually substitute this particular one, then you can go ahead and use it. Another thing is the fact that okay, guidance integration. This one is saying that, for instance, when you check the recipe that the thing asks you to cook, and it tells you this is how you do it, this is how you do it, but you cannot for at a particular time know what to cook. You still don't understand what the person is trying to the AI is trying to tell you to cook. So you can actually link you to Nigerian food creators that likes all those ones on Instagram and YouTube, that okay, you can actually use their the way they cook. That one is visual, you can see it and you can learn from them. So going on to the non-functional requirements. So the non-functional requirement is that it should be data saver. Like I said earlier, the primary user is the university student, who most times, not all of them are buoyant. They don't have, like I said, public university students, not all of them are buoyant. I believe the most private university students, they don't allow their students to cook on campus. So mostly for the public university students. And I know that the public university students are rich, not to say otherwise. So the app must not be too data consuming app. It must be light users data. So also this must load faster, and also like another thing is that it must be mobile first. That's another non-functional requirement. Also the tone is English or corporate pidgin, like oh yeah, let's cook this one, something like simple pidgin, not like the conk ones, like wetin they do now, all of those ones, like small pidgin, like that's why I put corporate pidgin. um so another, these ones are out of scope. Out of scope is that it is not like it is not delivering food for user. It is not um child deck or Glovo. It is not like that. It is not for that. And also it is just for a meal of one or two people. So it cannot be telling you to use four seasoning cubes when you are just cooking for yourself, or something that you can eat now or later. So it cannot be too much. It's just for normal um normal normal food, like food that you can eat once or twice. And the last one out of scope is there's no login required needed. But if someone wants to log in, you can still log in. So just open it, snap what you want to snap, and cook it. The only way we can know that okay, this user has come back is through the cookies. Assumptions and constraints. Assumption is that we believe that user will have all of the normal, like salt, pepper. Even if you snap yam only, we believe that okay, you have plantain and you have palm oil at home that you can use. You have water too. You have salt. All of those ones that can make your yam more delicious. We believe that you have them at home. That's one of the assumptions. And also the constraint is that the like I said earlier, that the AI will actually need to be trained. I don't know if the AI understand there are some Nigerian food, like for instance now, sorry, like for instance, there are some food that might not be common in where they train the AI. like open AI now, I don't think that they train it with Nigerian food, like our own normal Nigerian food. So if AI sees all of those ones, it might be difficult for you to like understand that this one um um is is a four or is not a four. Is this one is jam or just what's that purple jam? Cocoa yam, my so things like that, like cocoa yam or normal yam. So that's the constraint. I'm done. So overall, this app is primarily for people who don't have much but want to cook, and they they have little ingredient at home, and they don't know sometimes what to cook. And another thing is you might actually have all these things at home, but don't even know what to cook. Like you are too lazy to cook, or you just don't know whether you should cook rice or all of those things. This thing we suggest that okay, you can actually cook this thing like this, and very like can even suggest like two or three things that you can cook with it, and very like you have your food. And it will also like tell you that part of the non the functional requirements to tell you that okay, this one no, it will take it will take 30 minutes before the food will be done. So, or this one will take 1 hour if you want to cook this one. This one is easy to cook. This one is medium. It's not too hard to cook. All of those ones. Those are part of the non-functional and functional requirement that I'm going to add later. So I'm done, man.
All right, thank you very much, Abraham. Let's appreciate him, please. It's not easy. Well done. Great job. Great job. It's only Tofumi that's appreciating me. Others, what's happening? Do we have questions for him or we're not clear? All right. Awesome. 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 Nice one. Snap cook. It's an interesting product idea that you have. Let's start. Okay, so we can look at this now. Problem statement goal. So that's the essence of using EDA 1, EDA 2 that I corrected on Tofumi's assignment. So this is the purpose. You have it on your documents tab. You can easily go to your non-functional requirement. You can come to your out of scope. So when you put your headers like that, it's easier to navigate. So yes, that's the essence of putting the header. So questions before I start with my review. Questions for Abraham, please. Observation as well.
My observation is that it's a very unique topic. I see that the idea is very great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for that. Abraham, your idea it's a great one. That's coming from Chika. Yeah, and for me too. Yeah, it's a great one. Any question? Okay, so let's look at it now. Let's criticize your PRD. Your problem statements make sense and what your goals are. The sack pass saver rate. Okay, makes sense. Looking at your success metrics will make sense. Then your target users. This makes a whole lot of sense as well. So your functional requirements now. Your functional requirement still lacks user story. It lacks that user story, Nigerian ingredients capture. Now, what feature is this Nigerian ingredients feature? Be capture now. You need to have like a capture like upload ingredients. upload or capture ingredient, depending if you want them to upload from their gallery or you want them to do a live picture of what they want or what they have. You can even just put the feature as upload ingredients, meaning yeah, they are uploading Nigerian ingredients. Now uploading means they can capture, they can choose from their gallery. So then you have all of these, the eye must recognize, yes, makes sense. Then your acceptance criteria, images, when they upload, they can only upload picture, JPEG or PNG. They cannot upload PDF. They can, so those are restrictions that you put so that anything will not just go. Okay, now what if somebody upload a picture of a dog or you upload a picture of a fan? What's going to happen? You upload it as ingredient.
I've not thought of that. I
Ehen.
don't-
So you need to also put your restriction, the acceptance criteria. So if anybody upload a picture of a cloth instead of a picture of a food item, then there should be like an error message. The system should only recognize food stock. I said stock should only recognize food stock, food items, ingredients, not just that you can upload anything. So the system should be able to read whatever it is that they are uploading, and that's going to be captured in your acceptance criteria. So yes, it has to understand, look, yes, all of this now will be your acceptance criteria. Now that one is the concoction recipe engine, no light mode. So you can now look for it, this concoction recipe engine. What's the future name now? What feature do you want to call it? Because all of these are going to be CTAs that the users are going to interact with. What name are you going to give it? Is it recipe engine? And when they click on recipe engine, there's a drop down that gives them no light mode, substitute mode. Like as they are writing the PRD as a PM, putting yourself in the shoes of the users too. How are they going? Because you do not expect to write this and your engineers will now sit down. They will not be the ones to start helping you to think of the name to call the future. You do your naming conventions, they write the codes. So you need to think of it. Okay, this concussion recipe engine now, what's it going to have? What am I going to name it on the UI? So you think of it. Then your acceptance criteria. Okay, do you want it to be like a drop down? Then the guidance integration as well, whereby you local content, you can say okay, link. Okay, when you search, you can see link your search to a content creator, a food creator. They're able to see that. So you need to sit down and think of the name that you're going to give all of these features, the way it will appear on the UI, and you have to number it. Yeah, this is your number one feature, number two feature, number three feature, rather than using bullet points. So yeah, this looks very good, like high level requirements like that of Kufumi. But yeah, always understand that when you're doing your PRD, it's not just for your management, it's for everybody, your engineer. So you need to give them name. So you want them to, there should be a guidance integration. You cannot just put guidance integration there. Let that feature has a name that you call it. You should have your own name that you call it. You see all those beautiful features that we see on TikTok, that we see on our everyday app and fintech applications. They have name. This is the idea already. They have the idea that this is what they want you to do. But now, how are we, the lay persons now, how are we going to understand that status? Okay, they want people to be able to share moments with families and friends. Now, they name it status. They want them to be able to modify. They name it edit status, delete status. So, like, you have to look for those naming conventions such that when it is on the mobile or the web application, you have those names. Let's go to our non-functional requirement. So, data saver. The app must be light. Okay, images should be compressed to save the user's mobile data. Okay, so that means the light version is what you're trying to build. Then must load in under 3 seconds. Okay, so the AI should speak relatable English or corporate pidgin. Yeah, which one is corporate pidgin again? I know of pidgin. Which one is corporate pidgin?
The corn pigeon, like it is not going to be those pigeon. It's just normal one, like the one that everybody can flow with. Even if you are not Nigerian, you can still flow with it. Like just simple broken English.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Awesome, awesome. Then you're out of school. Child okay, clover integration. Okay, we are not delivering food. Okay, party jollof sizing. We are focusing on meal for 1 to 2. Okay, users accounts no login needed initially. Just open and cook. Awesome, 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 awesome. Then these are your assumptions. Users have the Ninja basics, marginal cubes and other things. Okay, okay. So yes, this makes sense. You still don't have your design column is not there. When you have your design column is not there. And also open questions are not there. Your user story is missing. Your acceptance criteria too are missing, and the real name of your features too are missing. And now another thing is here now. Let me go back. You didn't even tell us if it is going to be a mobile or a web application.
Oh,
So
I thought it was part of the non-functional requirement.
non-functional, okay. Uh
Yeah, that the app it is app because most of the students that are going to be snapping you cannot take your laptop to snap, so it is going to be mobile first, not web first.
okay, makes sense. So in your header too, it's important that you put it in your header. This place that you have your snap cook now. Now you did not even name it. Snap cook was product requirement documentation. You put your PRD, then you put your snap cook. PRD will be here, then your snap cook, then mobile app, then what else again? Mobile app, then the future that you are working on. The future, what future are you working on? Is it you have to, like I said, you cannot write one PRD for a whole product. You have to break it down into features. So what feature is this trying to talk about? You can say with what you said, generate food recipe, generate food idea or recipe. Yes, food idea future. Then you did not tell us the author and the version. Is it a draft version? Is it, so that as well you need to put it. The name of the author of this document is not there. So yeah. So aside that, user stories and the likes, user story, acceptance criteria, the real feature names, then your document naming convention. So just work on those ones. I believe you understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. But aside that, great work so far. Well done. That's nice. You have a very interesting idea, and it's something you can put through. You can build something like that though. Campus student will really like it.
It is not. It is not economical. Economically, it's not wise. Except it is if it's going to be for other people that are outside. It's like because students they don't pay for things. They don't value things. It is
No, no, you're not getting your money from students now. Yeah, it's true, sure. You need to also look at how to generate money from the app, because that's another thing. You need to look for how are you going to generate money from the from you building the app. You need to be able to generate money because they're going to spend money and resources. But that's fine, sure. It's something you can still think of. Okay, how do you intend to generate revenue from this thing? And before you know it, something will come up. All right, well done. So I'm currently sharing who's is this Chika's assignment? Swift Pay.
So
So who has Swift Pay on? The person username is Sent Crest.
I did that, Mala.
Oh, okay. Adidamola, is she on the call?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's look at yours. I think that will be the last we're looking at on this call. Okay, PRD shift pay makes sense. Oh, what am I? Am I even the one helping you? Okay, oh yeah. Our PM, proceed, please.
Okay, so the product name is SwiftPay. Problem statement: many users in Nigeria experience failed, delayed, or unclear digital payments when using some of the existing fintech apps that we already have. And then most of these issues are caused by unreliable transaction processing, poor user experience, and limited visibility into transaction status. This often happens with traditional banks. So as a result, users lose trust, waste time, and face financial stress when they want to transfer. So this app, SwiftPay, aims to solve this problem by delivering fast, reliable, and transparent digital payments with a simple and intuitive user experience. So the goals and metrics. Mapis, can you hear me scroll up?
Sure.
So the product goals now is to enable fast and reliable money transfers, improve user trust through transparency. That means when users are using the app, they're able to see clearly every of the action on the app. So there's no hidden or any thing that is unclear to the users. Everything is clear and transparent. Then deliver a simple and intuitive payment experience so that when users want to transfer money, they don't have to like go through like 100 stages or this thing. It's going to be very simple for them to just like transfer money. So the success metrics, what we're going to use to measure the success of this product is if transaction success rate is less is equal to or more than 5%. That means when users are transferring money, okay, let's say we have 100 users now. So what we're going to use to measure our success is if at least 95%, 95 of them, of those 100 users, transfer their money successfully with no problem. When the average transaction completion time is less than 10 seconds, like, okay, that means from the moment where you enter the app and try to send money to somebody, if the transaction completion time is less than 10 seconds, that means the product is a success. Also, a 7-day user retention when it is more than or equal to 40%. That means, okay, let's say I have 100 users today. Today is Thursday. Let's say we have 100 users today. So for the next 1 week, if at least 40 of them come back, keep using the app within that 1 week, then we know that okay, that's a success. Then if the customer satisfaction score is greater than or equal to 80%, that is after analyzing the satisfaction rate of the customers. If it's more than 80% or equal to 80%, we know okay, this product is also a success. Then when the net promoter score is greater than or equal to plus 30, then we know that okay, this product is a success. I'm just going to scroll up. Okay, so our target users, our primary users are students, NYSC core members, freelancers, and salary earners between the ages of 18 to 35 years. And that's because these primary users, they are tech savvy, they are they are more, yeah, tech savvy is the word, compared to older people. So secondary users are small business owners, online vendors, and POS agents. So our user characteristics, mobile first users, people that use mobile first, like people that are always or most times on their phone, people that frequently perform bank transfers, people that value speed, reliability, and ease of use when it comes to sending money, transferring money, or like monetary transactions. Then functional requirements, user onboarding. Users can sign up using phone number or email. Then after that, there will be OTP verification. Either they sign up using their phone number or email, they will get an OTP to verify them. Then there's secure login using PIN or biometric authentication. Map is Then for the wallet, users can view their wallet balance. They can fund their wallet via bank transfer. That means they can send money to their wallet through another bank. That's what this one means. Then wallet balance updates in real time. So the moment they send out money, it updates that okay, this particular amount has left your account. The moment they send in money, it updates that okay, this particular amount has entered your account in real time. So when you want to send money, users can send money to bank accounts, they can send money to other Swift Pay users. That's like wallet to wallet. That's Swift the common. Sending money to other Swift Pay users like wallet to wallet. They can send money to other people that use the same app. Then the transaction confirmation is done with PIN, and then the display transaction. The app displays transaction fees. That if it is applicable before confirmation, before the payment confirmation. Then for the transaction status and transaction history, there's real-time transaction status. That means okay, when you send money, if it's successful, it shows that okay, this payment has been successful. If it's still pending, maybe because of the recipient's bank account, say, okay, this is pending, or for any reason, if it's going to be failed, it shows that okay, this payment failed. You have to try again. Then there is a detailed transaction history. That means you can see you have um you have where you can go to check your transaction history. Okay, who did I send money to on the 2nd of January by 7 p.m.? Let me see who this thing. And if you ever need your transaction history for anything, you can always get it. Yeah, okay, I did, yeah. Ability to download or share transaction receipts. Yeah, that one also. So for notifications, so for every action taken on the app, you can decide to get push notifications. So there are push notifications for transaction success, failure, or reversal. Then customer support, there will be in-app support chat or ticket system. So let's say you have an issue with the app. Instead of saying, "Oh, I want to go to their email or I want to go to their social media to go and be texting them," there will be an in-app support chat where you can just, like just log your complaint and then you'll take it from there. Then FAQs for common issues. There'll be FAQs for common issues. For instance, now let's say um, you have a problem where your payment is pending. That's like a minor issue. So instead of making a big thing out of it, you can just go to the FAQ to see if it has already been addressed. So there you would see, okay, if your payment is pending, this is all you have to do. You have to chill for some minutes. It's either going to be reversed or it's going to be sent successfully to the person. So there'll be different FAQs. They're like the frequently asked questions. Then dispute resolution for failed transactions also. Customer support is going to help with. this one also, if you have any disputes that okay, I sent money to this person, person did not get it, and I was debited, there'll be dispute resolution. So for the non-functional requirements now, for the non-functional requirements, so transactions have to be processed within 10 seconds, system uptime 99.9%, end-to-end encryption for all transactions for user um, protection, privacy, and safety, compliance with financial and data protection regulations, secure storage of user data. So there won't be any issue of, oh, my data was leaked, da da da. There won't be any issue like that. Scalable infrastructure to handle peak usage. That means if that means the app is going to be scaled to the extent that the app can bear peak usage. Like okay, let's say a lot of people are using the app, there won't be any downtime because of that. That's what scalable infrastructure to handle peak usage means. Then out of scope, the following features are not included in the MVP. So in the MVP that will be rolled out, this will not be there, but they can be considered in the future. But like for the MVP, they won't be there. International transfers, cryptocurrency transactions, loans and credit services, investments and savings, bill payments and airtime purchases. So the main purpose of this app is to enable users to be able to like send money and receive money like within seconds, in less than 10 seconds. Like that's the main purpose of the of the product. So in the future, we can now add any of these out of scope features. Then assumptions and constraints. So the assumptions that we have now is users prefer speed and reliability over advanced features. Okay, like I just said, the main purpose of the app is to enable users to be able to send money like within in less than 10 seconds. So we assume that okay, the users of this product they prefer speed and reliability over advanced features like all those out of scope features that I mentioned earlier. So a simple user interface will increase adoption and retention. Yeah, I think I already mentioned it. The product has to be very easy to navigate, and each feature has to be very clear and very simple to use to enable. Because if the product is too ambiguous, people will not, they won't stay. Once they click on something and they see that they have to go through like 10 stages before they get anything done, they won't stay, they will just leave. So, and we don't want that for our app. So a simple user interface will increase adoption and retention. Also, transparent transaction status will build user trust. When users see that okay, this app there's no you don't they don't have any hidden um issues. Anything you do is very transparent. They won't tell you that oh there's no transaction fee for this transaction you're about to make, and then at the end of the day they'll remove 15 naira. They will not say it's transaction fee. No, there's nothing like that. If the app says no transaction fee, then no transaction fee. Once users see that okay, they can trust that once users see that the transaction process is very transparent, they will trust the app and even recommend it to other people. So for the constraints, dependence on third-party banking and payment APIs. So what this means is that there are sometimes that, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to fund your wallet, you may want to like send from another banking app, and this might be a constraint. And I think I also mentioned earlier that for the transaction status, sometimes it might be pending, it might be successful, it might fail. And I mentioned that it might be due to the recipient bank account, bank app or whatever. So that's also like a constraint. Then regulatory and compliance requirements. That's in accordance to the normal regulatory this thing that fintech apps have to like follow. So next, unlimited budget and development resources at MVP stage. So for this kind of product now, the budget to build it might No, no, that's not it. So, for instance, now let's say we want to like make this product live. We might not have the what we might like at this moment in time. Let's assume that we actually want to put this out. There's no money. There's limited budget to um release the MVP. So also network reliability issues that are outside the app's control. Yes, we all know the kind of country that we are in. MTN, Airtel, they mess up a lot of times. So that can be a constraint on the app. Also, I know it's beyond the app's control. It's not something that we can control, and it might be a constraint. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Any question? Nice one. Let's appreciate that, please. Awesome. From Damola. Awesome presentation. Questions, 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 comments for Damola. Questions and comments. So that means she did wonderful justice to all that. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to the presentation. Critics time. Anyways, this is a wonderful presentation and also a wonderful one at that. The first thing first, I noticed that you embodied all of your futures in one PRD, making it look like a high level PRD, like how would I put it now? More of like a documentation embodying all of the features that you want to do. So this is not directing us to a particular feature. It's telling us all about Swift Pay. So that's one. Your author is missing. The status of this PRD is missing as well. Then the the type is also missing, which is either the mobile app or the web application is also missing in the header. So you need to include that. That's the first thing. Your author, your status, the type if it is mobile or web or if it is both that you're writing this documentation for. And yeah, these I'll call it it's if a PRD that embodies everything. So if you have to split it now for a particular feature, then you have to also highlight that particular feature you are talking about in this product requirement documentation. Your problem statements makes sense because it embodies all of the problems. Then your goal and success metric, they all make sense as well. Then your target users, you have your primary users. Okay, students. You didn't tell us what type of students you're looking at. Is it tertiary institution students? You just said students. It's looking like a total attainable market now. So yeah, you let us know university students. Okay. Okay, NYC core members. So that means university students who wants to send money to their loved ones, salary earners. Okay. Your secondary users will now be the POS agents on okay. Then your user character mobile first users frequently exactly. So this your user character self can be embodied, but it's fine the way you did it, but you can also embody it in your target users. That's giving you a complete user, university students who are mobile first users, or university students or salary earners who frequently perform bank transfer transactions. Then your functional requirement is user onboarding. It's still clear now. You but it lacks user story. Your user story is not here. We can see that this first thing is sign up. Then the other one is the OTP verification, which is also sign up. You're telling us the sign up procedures here. Your acceptance criteria are also embodied in your functional requirement. So you're lacking acceptance criteria, user stories, then wallet, send money feature. Yeah, your feature are still explanatory enough. They are saying send money, users can send money to bank accounts, users can send money to other Swift pay users. Okay. Transaction status and history. This is a feature making sense. And then notification is also a feature. Customer support is also a future, yes, non-functional requirement. This makes sense. This makes sense. Your PRD is embodying everything, which is still fine. You're out of scope. Completed, okay. Then your assumptions. Then you did not put your design header too, even though you don't have a design. At least let that design header be there as well. So yeah, aside that, I think one thing is similar to everybody today is the user stories and our acceptance criteria. We are not really dishing that out, so yeah, we can work more and improve on that. But aside that, fantastic and awesome presentation and wonderful document. Yeah, this really shows that we understand what it is that we are teaching, and the reason why I've said we should present is because I said it is not enough that you write these documentations. You have to explain to them. Don't assume that your engineer understands it. You also have to tell them. So that's the essence of you presenting this to class, because that's how you'll be presenting it to your engineers. So yeah, but aside that, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's do all our necessary corrections. Let's do all the necessary corrections. Always note that, yeah, most of the things that is common today is we've written our PRDs to be like high level, but we need to also try and come down to the level of our engineers, because they will not have to start designing the future for us. But this last presentation, yes, the future are well explained anyways. You already know which one is send money, you know which one is this, which is also, yeah. I believe this is our first PRD. This is our first PRD, and it really makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that we are able to come up with this. It's encouraging. So I will implore us to keep making more research. Let's continue. All these wonderful product ideas that we have are interesting things, and you never know how they can help you when you join organization. When you start practicing as product managers, there are things that you can also build on your own. You can build once you have your developers, and before you know it, you'll be founders and co-founders. So yeah. So whatever idea it is, always write it down. No idea is wasted, no idea is lost. Always write it down. Look at how it can work and why it will not work. Always look at that. So yeah. Awesome one. So I will not give us the assignment today. We'll be meeting again on Monday. Mrs. Solomon will take us tomorrow. So yeah. I won't give us assignments. I will just let us go back to our PRDs and work on it, correct everything that needs to be corrected. And for those that have not submitted, reach out to your accountability partner. Ensure they do this. It's very important, like I said, that they write PRD, because it's a PM's role or a PMJD to write PRD. So yeah, it's very important. So all those ones that are not submitted, they have to submit as well. So yeah, so thanks everyone. Thank you for taking our time. I don't know if you have any question for me before we end the class. Any question?
Yes, you
Oh,
give
all right. This
exercise.
person. Yeah, I can't really hear you.
My, I said, ma, how about me that you give class exercise, but is it tomorrow also?
Which who is speaking? This is Ali Amala.
Chika, no, ma, it's
Okay,
Chika.
Chika, you said.
I said the class exercise you gave me.
Okay, 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 okay. Oh, okay, yes. Uh, we'll talk about it in our next class.
Okay, ma.
Yes, in our next class. All right. So thank you, everyone. Uh, or do we still want to wait a bit longer? Thank you. Let me know if you want us to continue. We can continue. All right. Let me allow us so that we can get some other things done. Yeah. So we'll meet again. When we meet again, we're going to be trashing out other things that we have left. So thank you and to enjoy the rest of the day. Bye everyone.